Disobedience, an essential subject from Vinipede. Obedience always attracts the attention of seniors and creates a good relationship with them. Disobedience, on the other hand, results in the opposite. When one is obedient to his seniors, he tends to absorb and learn a lot, allowing him to progress in whichever field he is specializing in. The same applies to spiritual learning. When one is obedient to his spiritual master, he obtains the blessings of his guru and is able to progress quickly. However, if he is disobedient, he will lose a lot of opportunity to prosper and grow. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Viniko's disobedience category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 8 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books: as there is punishment for disobedience to the order of the Supreme Executive Head, so there is certainly punishment for disobedience to the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A disobedient person, however great he may be, is ignorant of his own self and of the Supreme Brahman, Paramtm, and the Personality of Godhead due to a vacant heart. Therefore there is no hope of perfection of life for him. Bhagavad Gita 3.32. A father is naturally inclined to act for the good of his son, and when the father chastises his son, that chastisement is also mixed with affection. Similarly, all the living entities who have lost their place in paradise due to disobedience to the Supreme Father are put into the hands of the material energy to undergo a prison life of the threefold miseries. Yet the Supreme Father does not forget his rebellious sons. He creates scriptures for them like the Vedas and Puras in order to revive their lost relationship with him and awaken their divine consciousness. Mukunda ML Statra, Text 1. One should be very careful about committing offenses at the feet of a Vairava. The most grievous type of Vairava is called Gurvaparda, which refers to offenses at the lotus feet of the spiritual master. In the chanting of the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this Gurvaparda is considered the most grievous offense. Guru Vajruti Stranindanam, Padma Pare. Among the 10 offenses committed against the chanting of the holy name, the first offenses are disobedience of the spiritual master and blasphemy of the Vedic literature. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.21. 37. One should not deprecate the Supreme Lord for the creation of this miserable world, just as one should not blame the king for creating a prison house in the government. The prison house is a necessary institution of the governmental establishment for those who are disobedient to the laws of the government. Similarly, this material world, full of miseries, is a temporary creation of the Lord for those who have forgotten him and are trying to lord it over the false manifestation. Armad Bh Gavatam 2.7. 50. Whenever, therefore, there is peace in the world, it must be known that it is due to the good will of the Lord. And whenever there is upheaval in the world, it is also due to the supreme will of the Lord. Not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. Whenever, therefore, there is disobedience of the established rules enacted by the Lord, there is war between men and nations. The surest way to the path of peace, therefore, is dovetailing everything to the established rule of the Lord. The established rule is that whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we sacrifice or whatever we give in charity must be done to the full satisfaction of the Lord. Armad Bh Gavatam 1.15. 24. One who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is completely protected from all other influences. He no longer serves or is obliged to anyone else. Of course he is not disobedient to anyone, but his full power of thought is absorbed in the service of the Lord. Armad Bh Gavatam 3.25. 42. Long life, obedience, good reputation, righteousness, prospects of being promoted to higher planets, and blessings of great personalities are all vanquished simply by disobedience to a great soul. One should strictly try to follow in the footsteps of great souls. Armad Bh Gavatam 2.7. 9. To kill all the sinful men is one among the tasks of the incarnation of Godhead. Lord Paralarma killed all the Kshatriyas 21 times consecutively because they were disobedient to the Brahminical culture. That the Kshatriyas had killed his father was only a plea. The real fact is that because the Kshatriyas, the ruling class, had become polluted, their position was inauspicious. Armad Bh Gavatam 9.16. 1819.